everyone, it's Sarah, Painted Creator. It's the most beautiful of days here. I love spring in the UK. It's round about 19 degrees and I've actually got a dress on for the first time for ages. So that's good. I've also got my cardigan. But today I thought we'd just have a play because hubby has been gardening and picking up loads of these little twigs out of the garden, and I thought we might give it a go at painting with them. But before I do that, I'm going to give my paints a spritz. So I'm using my usual Cotman watercolour set of paints, lots of water, grabbing my kitchen towel, and I'm going to be using my large mop brush. I'm working on a piece of Creative Peak A4 paper, which I've got taped to a board, which allows me to move my board around, and I'm going to just paint a background for my trees. And I'm going to paint some trees and maybe a little path. So a little path sort of going into the distance around the corner, and then around like this, and then we can have loads of trees and just have loads of fun. So I'm going to just spritz my background area. I just want some colour back there to support my painting, and I'm just going to go in with a nice sort of ultramarine, cerulean blue, bright, nice, cheerful sky, I think today. Bit of both, mixing it on the page. Remember, the top of your sky tends to be the darker area, and your clouds tend to be bigger over there, up there as well. So I've just washed my brush. I'm just using water now with a little bit of I'm just going to get a scrunched up bit of paper towel, scrunch up. I'm just going to lift out some cloud shapes. Probably won't see them under much of the I'm just going to wet my brush, give this a little bit of a oops, lifting those clouds out. Don't want that flat line there, don't want that flat line there, but the rest is lovely. Maybe I'll put a cloud going up on this side and a cloud going up here. This is just water. There we go, nice. So while that's drying, let's take that off. I might just add a tiny little bit of cadmium red light and ultramarine together, just to make a nice warm grey colour for an extra dimension in my clouds. Remember, whilst it's still damp, you can work in with anything that's got less water than what's on your paper. I'm just going to add a little touch of yellow into that mix for a hint of sun. painting's not about the sky, so I'm just going to let that do its thing. Caught a bloom coming there. I managed to catch it in time. Take that excess water off. I'm just going to do a little bit of ultramarine and a little touch of burnt sienna for a little bit of a darker cloud, just to darken some bits. Wiggle your brush around. Until you're happy. There we go, I'm going to leave it at that, I think. Quite like lifting some little lighter bits in those clouds. Alright, I'm going to take my own advice and stop faffing and go back down here. I'm going to just do a little bit of sap green on this undergrowth here. I've got a little bit of yellow ochre into there. I must have touched my yellow ochre by accident. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to drop a little bit of ultramarine into this sap green. Let it mix on the page. So a very, very loose wash. So I'm picking up some raw umber for the path. A very loose wash. And a bit of yellow ochre. The horizontal strokes help the path feel like that it's sitting flat into the landscape. And a little bit of burnt umber just into a little bit of burnt sienna. There we go. So we've got a path, we've got some sort of undergrowth, and we've got a backwash of a sky. So I'm actually going to put my paints away, and I'm getting out my school ink. Now I think this is probably going to be a bit messy, so I'm going to stand my ink on a kitchen towel. You can buy normal sort of inks, but I found this in my cupboard from when I was at school, when I used to use my ink pens. So this is black Indian ink, and I've just got a twig from the garden. I think I'm going to take this bit off for now. So opening my ink, and I'm going to use a tree to draw trees, which is great, isn't it? And hopefully it will, oh, look at that. So I wonder, oh, you can take the excess off in the same way that you do a paintbrush. Do a big central so it runs with the damp. Just put in So if you have different inks, you could do different colours, couldn't you, on here? Oh, I love the randomness of the shapes. I wonder if you can print as well. I do love experimenting and playing with things. So I'm sort of building a bit of a hedge here, I think. Let's drop some more of this in while it's damp. I'll just do a bit of a smaller hedge going off into the distance again while it's damp. How lovely and delicious is this, and really freeing, because you've no control about where it's going and what it's doing. Maybe I should have really put an apron on. Because I'm not sure. I'm trying to get it a bit thicker in the foreground, a bit more defined. Oh, hubby started the grass cutting again. That's the sound of spring, it's the grass cutting. Wow. I love this. I think it looks quite realistic as well. Not a lot I can do there. Tell you what, we'll draw a person. Wow, I'm loving this. There you go, person. Got a blob, make it into a person or a dog or something. I'm just going to carry this little hedge all the way around here, because what I don't want to do is to make this too symmetrical. But I'm really enjoying working with the twig. Cool. What a lot of fun. Really encourage you to do this. This is so freeing and lots of fun. Just going to try and get some thicker trunks on some of these up here in the foreground. Draw in the edge of this path. Some shadows across the path from and then I'm going to draw on the bird using a twig. How good's that? Oh. Oh, how fab is that? I can just get a little end on inked end. Scratch that a little bit more. Wow. Really, really freeing. I would highly recommend this. Grab a twig and some ink and let your imagination go a bit wild. So there we go, here's today's painting. I love it, I've really enjoyed that one. Hope you give it a go.